don't have I have concerns. I have some concerns. But my concerns may not be your concerns, and I don't want this to be deep. I just want it to be enlightening. So let's do some housekeeping. Good morning, good morning. Dana Williams here with B.A.D. Blessed Known and Destined LLC, the original B.A.D. I want you to, if you're not following me here on Haps, please follow me here on Haps. If you're not following me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and follow. Also, uh, they're making this work on Instagram some kind of way. So I'm glad of that. So follow me there as well. Nonetheless, here's my conversation I want to have with you guys today, and why this is so important right now. I was driving this morning, and I I had an emergency I had to handle at 7 o'clock. Usually I'm doing ride share at 7 o'clock. I start my next half of my day or next part of my day at 8:30. Then I have another part of my day that I handle at 5 p.m. All of that revolves around business and making money. And one of the things that was concerning to me this morning when I thought about the emergency I had to handle was I could have totally done my day differently, but I sucked it up. I said, I'm drinking my coffee and I'm going to handle what I usually handle. I'm just going to handle it a half an hour later. The problem with that is that some of us don't think on our feet in order to do that. And why don't we? We have a mind, we have a brain, we have intellect, we have a lot of things at our fingertips. Why don't we take a minute and adjust our schedules without overthinking how to adjust our schedules or how to apply this to our lives? I spoke to someone this morning about traveling to Texas, and you know, I said something that really was kind of odd to them, but it wasn't odd to me. It was not odd to me in any way, shape, or form, because I know that sometimes I have to put emphasis on my words so that people understand where I'm coming from. My I said all that to say there's a thing that we do when we want to do it, and it's called making adjustments. When we want to do it, when you look at things as a faith-based individual, as a business person, if you look at only what your income bottom line is, if you can only look at only what you're going to get, then you're not thinking about the other person. You're not thinking about the things, the business things that you do. You're not thinking about the services, the products that you have. You're not thinking about uh, how you show up and show out, or lack thereof, for your business and your life. As a faith-based individual, you know that you're a minister in so many ways. You realize that if you don't say or do what you need to do for another person, that you're failing at that. You don't realize all of those things that have really fallen into your lap. You don't realize what that looks like. And for me this morning, I had to realize what all of that looks like. If I'm being inconsistent in any way, sorry about that. If I'm being inconsistent in any way, then I have to say, why? Why am I being inconsistent? What was my distraction? What have I lost? And I count the cost. And yeah, I'm at a negative right about now because of everything I'm doing. But at the end of the day, today, no, at the end of the day, what I was thinking of today was I am not showing up enough for me, but I'm also not putting in perspective some of the things that I have in my grasp to change. So, this Wednesday Wisdom, I want you to look at everything that you know you can do and say, how can I make adjustments to that in my life? How can I how can I put my focus on the things that God has given me and make some changes? See, I had a passenger today and we had a great conversation about people being afraid to jump, people being confused about what that actually looks like for them, and people being in a place of, I know what I need and I know what I want to have, but this looks normal for me. This doesn't. And in that conversation, I learned something about myself. When I am always in position to help others, I want to do that. But it also must be something that, and this is something else I've learned, strategic for me, whether it's business, whether it's ministry, or general life. Not that I have to get something back, but I have to be able to say, I was able to share me, business, ministry, or life, but I also got something back for business, ministry, or life. Whether it was a tip, whether it was money, whether it was a new client, whether it was someone added to my email list or my text list, I that's where I'm at. And so this morning, I scheduled this Wednesday Wisdom on Monday, knowing I would have something to talk about, faith based or faith filled, and there it is. Part of my conversation with this young man in my car today was I had to step out and do what God said to do. And no matter how much of other people's logic might interfere in our lives, if you know that God is speaking to you, you better do what He said to do. Because, baby, I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through. I don't want anyone to have to suffer in any way, shape, or form the way I did when I finally left corporate America. And even though I'm working at an organization doing taxes, that's all I do. I shouldn't even, the tax season has gone on a little long. That's okay. But that's all I do as far as back in the workplace. Otherwise, it's business. The other part of today's wisdom that I want to give you, especially those of you that are entrepreneurs and you're struggling with what people will think, forget what people will think. Understand that your business bottom line starts with your obedience to God. It doesn't matter if it makes sense to everybody else. It doesn't matter if it's illogical to them. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you be obedient. And in that same obedience, you have to know that it's you and Jesus. God will send you the support when it's time for you to have that support, but you have to first recognize that it's you and Jesus. And so, no matter what you do, what you write, where you go, know that it's you, and I'm going to say it again, Jesus. Because if you don't get that understanding now, those of you that are starting startups or whatnot, or maybe you're in the middle of having a successful business and you don't know where to go, which is where I come in, it's you and Jesus. Repent for doing the wrong thing and just say, Lord, I'm back in a place where it's me and you. And that's where I want to stay. And that's where I want to be. And I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to look at other people and hope that they love me and care for me and they like me and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. I want to do what you said to do. And I know that doors will open. So this Wednesday wisdom, there's a lot of things I want you to take into consideration. Always, always take into consideration what God has told you to do. But take into consideration, the things that you can adjust, the things that that you can change, the things that that you can move around if you want to, after you've prayed about it, for one, if you want to, and how that'll benefit you and your entire life. And then I want you to look at knowing that it's you and Jesus. You might be alone for a little while, but know that it's you and Jesus, period. And you're going to make it. And then the last thing, as I put it in the comments later today, I want you to register for the Game Changer event because we're going to have conversations about how you need to use social media for your business, what going through ups and downs actually looks like, and where you need to be to even start or no, to continue on the journey that you're on. But we're also going to tell you how to do that and start doing it that day, not when the conference is over, but immediately that day. Those of us that are speaking, it's myself, Tamiko Perryman with Elite Cosmopolitan, and Elsa Hardy with Positive Directions. We're going to be talking about how we got to where we are, but also telling you this is what you need to do and do it now. This Game Changer event is not about taking time, making notes, and doing it on Monday. It's about doing it now. If you don't know anything else, it's about doing it now. And that's what we need to do now. So as I get ready to go into this office, I want to thank and praise God for each and every one of you. My prayer time was a little earlier today for the Game Changer event, but I also know that there are things, people, places, and things that need to be done, and I had to make adjustments. I had to make adjustments, and I'm glad that I did, because then I was able to have a conversation with someone that I go out and help my daughter because she needed my assistance, and then I was able to drive, and now I'm back at here at the office. So listen, God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you found anything in here that resonates with you, please share with others. And as I said in the beginning, follow me on Haps, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, Bad Coach Dana. God bless. Have a wonderful